Arguably 1.5. Yeah. The item doesn't display for Beautifly, but it's silver powder. I don't think Silverwind will kill. Nice to have a real Pokemon. I actually completely forgot why I swapped. I did swap Execute. Okay, good. Nidorino is actually quite good. Want a normal shield on. That's a Piplup Lake. Although I did want Nidorino. What if I just take Nidorino? Because Togetic kind of sucks. Don't do it, Beautifly. I just need to hit you. You need to hit it once so that... Okay, good. Now we're almost on the max confusion count turn. I don't do any damage though. I don't need this for Numel. Or do I? Maybe I do. I'm not dealing with that. Shinx, Riolu, and Onix. That last team was horrendous. I'm not sure what to take actually. Onix is one of the round 1 Pokemon which is like comically actually very good. I am Rivalry. It's probably best to ditch Nidorino, I guess. Haunter is not good, but it functions a lot better on a quite good team. Luckily, Shink sucks. It's just going to die to this. I'm Junior, Psyduck, and Chinchou. Oh, I didn't include the swap there from last round, that's fine. Pretty much solely for proof of my runs. If I was going to do anything semi-professionally, it would just be YouTube. So, no, it's pretty much just for proving the run. So that Mime Junior was not filter. Are you serious? I guess it's fine, hopefully. Crit here? Okay, that's fine. Brogan one, Buffett and Poliwhirl. I go to type Poliwhirl, my hands automatically just type Poliwrath. Now the question isn't about Poliwrath, sorry, Poliwhirl. The question is, what do I do with it? I guess I just play it. I can't even attract. I should two-shot, yeah. This match is sometimes a trap. Not as much as match 14, but sometimes. The biggest issue is, unironically, Carnivine. I guess I could save Beautifly, but in that case the biggest issue becomes Noctowl. I mean, okay, I could just take Wobbuffet. Would I one-shot Carnivine is the question. Because if I don't want to mess around with Ingrain. At the same time, I don't trust the other two, so it's simple, I guess. It has got Captivate active. I don't think I'm dealing with that right now. I'm not sure if it's worth staying in here. I guess it's only Razor Leaf that can go wrong, though. That's big. Oh, I really hope I'm right about this damage roll. Okay, I wasn't. It probably is enough. Guessing game. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a factory guide specifically for gold. And a lot of it is going to be telling people they suck at the game. But I gotta find a way of phrasing that in a way that people doesn't anger or piss anyone off. Oh, it's not Swallow 2. I'm not a big believer in Swallow 1. Yeah, I'll have to find a way of gently saying to people they're not very good at the game. A lot of people seem to think they're quite good at Pokemon. And I get it, because if you've always found the games quite easy, you would think that, I guess, but the Gen 4 factory is so much harder than any other challenge that people run into. Yeah, so the elevation is obviously the Seviper, which is okay as elevations go. I'm happy to take it. Eat the Chesto Berry. Vulpix. Squirtle and Baltoy. I'm definitely taking the Lickitung. The early rounds are all about trying to take Pokemon with good defense rather than Pokemon with good offense, just because it's the random AI and it behaves randomly. Of course, if you never get offered any kind of good defensive Pokemon, that's a bit of a problem. Torrent did a lot of work there. The hidden Pokemon is Geodude, which is fine. It means that I do win. One of the MVPs of the first 2 rounds is Mantine one. Is a little bit like that, yeah. You have to lose something. These all suck into Grovyle. Huh. Guess it's Persian that's leaving then. Squirtle's so bad, I can't take it. Yeah, you should definitely... It's definitely worth going for 14 out of 14 swaps in the first 14 games, but it can be a bit rough. Mantine in second, that's not a surprise because Bubble Beam is a considerably above average move. It probably is worth using Rock Tomb here, since it's fast in the team. So it's the Viper's fast in it now. Might be in a small amount of trouble. I'm hoping that Crunch kills. But it's probably a roll. That's not too bad. That is. God, it's 4-1. Why didn't I take Geodude? I think Sludge Bomb Psybeam might kill. It definitely will after that. It might be worth switching. It is like that. You know what's really funny about the Frontier is that when a complete I don't want to say noob, I mean noob in Frontier terms. When someone new to the Frontier plays a Frontier, they will actually play better than someone who's starting to pick it up. Because if you're new to Frontier, you just sort of just go for things, whereas people who think they're smarter than they are, and they've been playing for like a few weeks or a few months, they're always trying to do, you know, fancy switches and play around things, and often that's suboptimal. There is a little bit of, I guess it's the intermediate plateau where it's like the worst thing you can be in the Frontier is someone who kind of knows a bit but doesn't know how to apply it. I'm wondering if I should even attack here because it gives it the Sucker Punch kill. Let me see. It's like bang on 25. I'm gonna have to attack, I think. So we're back to a set 1 trainer. This is the weird thing about round 2 is that you get a mix of round 1 and round 2 trainers. Yeah. I think the biggest thing, the other thing is like, you can play the Frontier if you're kind of new. It just means you'll have to go slower, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with going slower. Like, everything you need is possible to Google. Everything you need to know, you can Google it. So with enough time, anyone can be as good as anyone else. Mantine versus Phyta is a bit of an interesting one. I think I just can't tame down the Mantine this early. And yeah, like the first thing one of the first things I'm gonna say in the video on the factory is like, I make mistakes. I don't know what I'm doing half time. I don't know what the best draft is. So anyone who ever says that they do, they're welcome to beat my world record and prove it, because I feel like I constantly feel lost in the factory in terms of what is actually best to do. So yeah, anyone who says that they're good at the factory, they're full of shit, basically, I think. I'm not sure if Secret Power will get Vulpix. Okay. So I have 156 in level 50, and I've got exactly 100 in level 100. Which feels like a weird coincidence, but the match I lost at level 100, it was actually just terrible luck. There was nothing I could do. The match I lost at level 50 stung a bit because it was a misplay. Yeah, there's a Japanese there's a Japanese YouTuber, and he's got 90, I think. I think he's hit like almost 90 a few times. It's hard, it's just like there's just so much resetting in the factory. I don't think anyone, and the other thing is that like a lot of the people who tried a factory, they tried it back like over 10 years ago where we didn't know as much about the game. So of course those records are weaker. Yeah, unironically, it's not clickbait. The funny thing is, I was thinking about not the actual script. I was thinking about how the YouTube videos go, and I think I'd say like there are some things in Pokemon which people claim are like the hardest thing. So the first one is the Emerald Factory, and the Emerald Factory is easier. The Emerald Factory is easier in a way that makes it a lot more fun. It feels a lot more interactive. It feels like you're in control of a lot of things when you're doing the Emerald Factory. If you lose in the Emerald Factory, it's probably your fault. Not necessarily always, but like that sucks. But it's probably your fault. And there's also like, what about being a competitive player? And I'd agree. I was like, yeah, I think being a proper VGC player or a top ladder player is harder. I would say harder. However, you can't just play a top VGC tournament whenever you feel like it. And the factory is always going to be there, and it's unchanging. It's the same for everyone, which is quite cool, in my opinion. And then there's stuff like, I know people make a big thing of the Ironmon. I don't want to say that Ironmon isn't impressive, because I think it's a feat of patience. But the whole thing about Ironmon is like, it looks pretty boring on the outside. It looks like a lot of what you do is pretty mindless, and it's like spamming attacks against some very weak opponents with a massively over-leveled Pokemon. And it's like, oh wow, what do you do in this situation? Do you click the super effective move? And occasionally the answer might be no, because you want to preserve PP, but generally no. And then the other one, which is really big, is the whole like Kaizo Ironmon, not Kaizo Ironmon, Kaizo Nuzlocke stuff. And I would say those are very similar to Factory, but there's a much bigger emphasis on planning. So my understanding, again, I'm not a top Kaizo player, but my understanding of Kaizo is like, what you do is you look at a spreadsheet, what's the next trainer got, how do I counter that like perfectly and minimize risk. And there's a lot of skill in that, but you know exactly what's coming up, you know exactly there's an element of repeatability about it, there's no unknown. Whereas in the Factory, I think there's a lot of things which are really hard, and I think the biggest one is like the massive amount of unknown information and the fact that you just sometimes there isn't a right answer. Yeah, I feel a bit like that as well, where what's fun about the Frontier is you don't need to change anything about it, it's already there. I think I have to take this Natty. Like, what else am I doing? This is a completely forced trade. The good news is that I do get to trade this person ahead of next game. I suspect I'm lucky that didn't kill. It's kind of meaningless to attack in some ways. This is already Aquatail range and it's already Bubble Beam range. Yeah, I thought it might not do that. I'd rather have Survivor in. Because it's going to drag Solrock in, yeah. That's a pretty lucky defense drop. That's Piloswine. Never Melt Ice, okay, that's fine. I think Sludge Bomb is safest, just so Bubble Beam will always kill. Then I can go for Aquatail. Snow Cloak. So yeah, if this match wasn't random AI, it would be a massive difficulty spike. Because the upcoming ones are so much better than what you have access to up to now. Like, I suppose the only thing you get that's on their level is you get an elevation. So this round I had Survivor 2. This is from the next round. The trainer I'm just about to face is having Pokemon from the next round too. I don't really want to give up anything. This is the least bad option, I think. Unfortunately, I definitely can't switch. Because it's dumb AI, this Primate could use Earthquake on turn 1, so I can't go to the Viper. And it could use Rock Slide, so I can't go to Mantine. Both of those moves would instantly KO them. What I can do is lower its speed. Or try to. Nice. That's a really annoying switch. So occasionally this is something the AI can do. If it has a Pokemon in the back that has a super effective move against what you have out, and it resists the last move you use, then it can do a resist switch. Now, unlike the first Pokemon, I do think it's best to switch here. I heavily suspect this is Bubble Beam range. Okay, I'm just glad that wasn't Rock Slide, to be honest. We are slower. We should have used Agility in the last situation, although it would have been bad into Swagger, so maybe we shouldn't. The speed drop is lucky. So yeah, the hardest part by far about the factory is the first Thornton fight. That's battle 21. It's the gold. It's the silver symbol battle. It's by far the hardest fight in the frontier, because the player can only have 2 elevations going into it, and Thornton is always going to have 3. And the Pokemon you have that are swap options completely suck. So we have Poliwrath 1, that's one of the elevations, and we got a Vaporeon 1. They're not bad, but their roles overlap quite heavily. It's I'm not saying Thornton 1 is impossible, but it's like, what is the player's chance of winning that fight? Like, maybe like 70-80%, if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it's a lot lower than that. It's, out of all the battles in the factory, it is the one you're most likely to lose, I think. Thornton 2 is not that hard. It's not as... Like, the trainers around Thornton 2 are about as difficult as Thornton 2 is. There's no difficulty spike with Thornton 2. God, this draft sucks. It might be team speed. This might also just be a case of take the good Pokemon. Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing about the factory is you need to be prepared to just lose and it not be your fault. That's the biggest thing. And it's rough because it's like, I'm sure most Pokemon fans are the same. I play a lot of strategy games, a lot of turn-based games. I enjoy, you know, puzzle rushes and stuff in chess. The thing that's about all those games is, even the hardest strategy games, usually there is always a solution, yeah? Like the hardest game you can think of, there's a way to play it where you can basically always win. But the factory's not like that. I'd say, like, if you know exactly what you're doing in the factory, I think you've got about a 30 to 40% chance of getting the gold symbol on each run. And if you don't, like, it's more like 1%. Oh, I don't like this. I'm not sure if it's correct to take double water. It can be punished. I think I have to take the Hitmonlee. I am sure about that. What I might do is just lead Poliwrath and swap it out for the best Pokemon that appears. So what a lot of people who play Factory will say that you should go for 28 swaps out of 28 battles. I heavily disagree. I think Thornton 1 is difficult enough that you should go full power. So if there are swaps this round, which I don't think work for the team, I'm not going to take them. Like, I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather not lose than have slightly more elevations later on into the streak. Just my opinion. But anecdotally, I would say that I lose a lot less early on than most people seem to lose. Both of those crits matter, definitely. Okay. Okay, these Pokemon all suck. I'm not taking them. This is a tier. The previous trainer was a tier 2 trainer because they had Metang 1. I forgot what the third Pokemon was. They had always set one Pokemon. This is a tier 3 trainer because it's Banetsu. So the other Pokemon that this trainer has as well will also be tier 3, and tier 3 is much better than tier 2. So there's a good chance we might pick up something worth swapping for in here. The Trick Room is fine. I don't mind. Oh yeah, I should also say, after Battle 14, the AI kicks in, basically has this algorithm that checks for a bad move. So for example, this Banette will never use Will-O-Wisp here. In battles 0 to 1 to 13, it can use like Will-O-Wisp on a burn Pokemon, but 14 to 28, it can't use useless moves, basically. Which is not as much smarter as people might expect. I quite like Morphim too. It's quite a nifty Pokemon. It's not very good against Tier 4 Pokemon though, which is what Thornton has. So Poliwrath and Vaporeon, these are Tier 4 Pokemon. Impressive power. Just thinking about what I'd rather have in. Okay. Purugly 2 is unfortunately not a great Tier 3 Pokemon. Purugly 1 is one of the stars of the early rounds, but Purugly 2 is not. As far as strategy / competitive games go, so yes, but I think it evens out a lot when you play like a best of series. So VGC, they play best of 3, and a lot of Smogon tours, they'll play a lot more games than that. Although I think controversially in Gen 1, I think they changed that to be best of 1 or something. There was some drama about that about a year ago, I think. And I think once you have best of series, I think it actually improves the skill to have RNG elements in it, because like a real decision point in a competitive game could be, oh, I'm gonna try and get this Pokemon frozen to activate freeze claws, so something else doesn't get frozen later. There's like little mini optimizations like that, which I think are fun. So I'd say it's RNG heavy, but in a sort of good way, basically. I think we're dropping... Are we dropping Poliwrath now? Or do I want Poliwrath to face the Furret? Because what I was about to do was swap. I was about to do this swap. The problem with that is that Furret can Oko Purugly. Because Furret is choice banded. So I think I'm just going to stick with Poliwrath for one more game. Oh, I didn't put my team in. Damn it. So yeah. I'm not going to mess around with double team. Right, it has a clean 2-shot on Poliwrath here. Okay, we are choice band Vacuum Wave. That's fine. It's Pidgeot too. Yeah, but like, in terms of the frontier, obviously, I mean, it's another thing. Part of the frontier is learning to best play around bad luck and manage probabilities. But yeah, I kind of hate the RNG aspect. Like, it's the majority of my losses outside of the factory are obviously to bad luck. And that's the same for everyone. There's nothing special about me in that regard. I do not want to switch here. Celio 2. I am very tempted to take this Furret, There are some Pokemon in Tier 4 that punish me very heavily for taking it, though. The problem with the current setup is that if... I mean, it's not just Jolteon and stuff, it's like if Thornton leads with any kind of like electric type, strong electric type, that particularly a physical one that Hitmonlee is not going to answer well, I could just lose. I don't like just losing. I like to be in the game even if it's unfavourable. Yeah, that was a really good video. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I wish he'd gone... I would have watched the like 3-hour version of that video. Yeah, Hitmonlee does have good special defense, so I wouldn't be in too much trouble against certain things, but obviously Thornton has smart AI. Okay, so it's a set 1 trainer. I mean, tier 2 trainer. That's the word. I think we're taking Furret and we're putting it in the lead slot. Yeah, we're taking Furret. That crit mode. So that was Jumpluff and Torkoal. Oh, they were set 1. Furret 2 mode. Okay, it's Banette 1. Don't think I'm touching this team. Yeah. The other thing that is quite good against the AI, it's only good against the smart AI, is the Salac sets. Obviously, Hitmonlee isn't Endure Reversal Salac, but it's almost as good. It's a Viper 1 though. Thank you for that. Yeah, this Furret is so good, but it overachieves versus weaker opponents, unsurprisingly, I guess. I really hope this is a tier 3 trainer. I'm very strong against tier 3 right now. It's unlikely I'm obviously going to be taking from a tier 2 trainer ahead of Thornton. Again, we're not taking anything there, I think. It's a bit rough. A part of your luck in round 3 is how many tier 3 trainers you face versus how many tier 2 trainers you face. Obviously there's nothing you can do to influence it, it's complete 50-50 each time. So we have Hitmon top 1. You are Lychee, that's fine. I can avoid that with Vaporeon. Or I can just crit, sure. This is one of the better tier 1s. Okay, good. Wait, hold on. I do enjoy this music. Well, we're not taking anything from there. It's Slowking 1 to start. So that's going to be Trick Room. Let me think. I could take something that's slightly better in Trick Room. Vaporeon honestly is not bad in Trick Room. Oh, is there differences between the Platinum and Heart Gold version for the Frontier Brain Battle? I didn't know there was a difference in the music. I could take the Venomoth. I just don't really believe in it. I didn't know that. The best thing Ferret can do... Actually, I could trick it. It's not guaranteed to use Trick Room is the problem. I don't want to trick it into Psychic. It's going to be Psychic, Yawn, or Trick Room. Obviously, it would be like perfect to trick it into Trick Room because then I would kill it the turn after it fixes Trick Room for me. I'm just double checking what the Trick Room. So there's a 75% chance for score +3. So, okay. Yeah, there's basically an 83% chance this thing's using Trick Room here. I guess there's like a 91.6% chance that it doesn't use Psychic. It probably is best to trick. I don't feel particularly favoured. Please do it. Okay, good. Yeah, it's gonna do it itself. I guess. Because there's obviously no Trick Room right now. I guess I assist this turn in case I attack. And then I Frustration twice. That is, unironically, the best move it could have picked. Trick Room's gone. I think that is probably best because of the Hitmonlee. If I have to go Hitmonlee and its Trick Room is up, that could be a disaster. Obviously, without Choice Band, Ferret is not very strong anymore, though. Yeah. Oh, it's Flareon 1. The AI is bugged on this. It doesn't understand that Superpower kills, or it won't use Superpower at full life. I'm pretty sure I'll two-shot with Frustration. If it does Fire Fang, that's fine. The only thing that can upset it is obviously Quick Claw. Oh my god, it crit. Okay. This is really good luck. Powdon 1 is an exceptionally scary opponent. At +2 defense, we're probably fine. Don't worry, this isn't scary. Surf does okay this. Yeah, it's fine. With Hippowdon in the back, it was actually an easy win. As long as Flareon 1 didn't, like, Quick Claw Superpower crit Vaporeon. Farret MVP. Maybe Farret deserves to go up the tier list for this. I do have a full tier list of all 950 Pokemon. Specifically for the factory. We're going to need a sweep. We're going to need a crit, I think. Unfortunately, a crit Shadow Claw barely do like 25%, I think. Maybe we should have switched and killed off Hitmonlee. No one would have cared if Hitmonlee had fainted. We can't let Farret faint. I love how he says that. He's like, oh yeah, because they're going to come back with a Farret next time. Oh no, the Farret is good. It might be even better than I think it is though. So yeah, it's a bit of an anticlimax because obviously Thornton is a difficulty spike, but round 4 is kind of free. I just want to remind how many swaps do I have because I need 21. Okay. So I need to do 4 swaps this round, which shouldn't be too hard. Because round 4 is, to be honest, one of the easiest rounds. If only for it was possible in round 2. So we're going to see 4 set 1s and 2 set 2s. The set 2 Pokemon have more IVs, but the set 1 Pokemon are actually better than the set 2 Pokemon. Okay, Thunderbolt does not narrow it down that much. Yeah, yes. Set 4 is kind of free. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Let me think about this. I do not like leading Dragonite normally. I think we have quite a strong lead contender here. I think we double dip on the dragons. Anything that's awkward isn't going to have to drop something. And it might be Dragonite that I drop for the upcoming match. I have a feeling this is a tier 3 trainer. And it is. Slightly awkward, actually. I don't want to hit this more than once because of static. It is dumb AI. There was a 50% chance each turn that it would have given me motor drive. It's probably only, yeah. I'm gonna faint to that. I'm not going to tempt the Thunder Wave. It's going to kill it. I do have to swap for something. I might just take the Electabuzz, to be honest. It's not much of a downgrade. Super Fan crit. Ooh, the Shell Bell might... no. I doubt that Dragon Pulse can do less than like 55% to this. Right, let's get rid of the sound. So I can go on speed up. Psychic is fine. That's an interesting switch. I am very tempted to click Focus Blast. And I think I'm too afraid to switch. It's really all coming out today, all of the resist switches. Resist switching is very rare. It really does not happen very often. Leaf Blade is incredibly likely to be Leafeon. What was the other Pokemon? Not Pupitar. What was the Pokemon at the end? Hitmontop. Oh, these suck. I don't have to switch every single game. I just have to get 4 swaps in total. I've got 1. Yeah. It feels like whenever you don't need it to hit, it happens. Yeah, this is very... yeah, it's an ace trainer. It's a tier 4 trainer, so very likely to... okay, it's Skeptar. That's also possible. It's fine. Okay, sure. I feel like we need a focus blast to get this in 2 shots. We can go for a Spadef drop first. Okay. How many Dragon Dancers? I think I'll stop it. Because I don't want to be screeched too much. But I also want to be faster than everything. I'll go for 3. Okay, Torterra 1. Quite a big fan of Torterra. Licky licky. Ironhead is a much rarer move. There's Aggron, I know that. Is it just Aggron? Oh, there's Lyron though. There's Lyron, Aggron. It's Lyron, Aggron, Bastiodon, I think. I quite like the Torterra. It does draw a few too many moves though that I don't want. I think I can get rid of this either way. It's probably smartest to swap for Dragonite though. I just don't want to do it. Where am I in this playlist? Ironhead, right? It's Bastiodon or Aggron. Okay, yeah. Aggron 1 is not that bad. It is quite bad against Torterra though. Okay, Salamence 1 is not as good as people think it is, but it is quite useful. It would be very scary if it was smart AI, I suppose. I'll give it that. There are some cases where the situation is so desperate that you have one option 1 is like 10% chance to win, and option 2 is like a 12% chance to win. That happens sometimes. There's also situations where you think the good luck didn't matter, but then the last Pokemon is like Garchomp, and you're like, okay, well actually it did matter, because I would have lost otherwise. So when I lost my world record streak, the game I lost, I was up 3-1 in. Like, I had 3 Pokemon left, the opponent had 1, and I lost. It was my fault, because I made a bad switch the game before. Serve. That's not that helpful. Salamence isn't that good, but it is better than Dragonite. Yes. It's quite rare for the player to be in a situation... Like, the thing you've got to remember about Factory is the opponent basically has a random team. Well, they do have a random team. So the player is often at an advantage. By default. But yes, good luck is important. It's unusual to have a match where you're like, I was just losing the entire time. The castle... There are teams in the castle which need no luck at all, basically. That was a download and it was special attack, I'm pretty sure. Porygon Z1 is a very good Pokemon. No. So the video ended at 1050, I think. I've played one more round, and I played it by accident. I played it with my Castle Doubles team because I accidentally clicked singles. So yeah, I'm at 1022. I still haven't built the new team. It's going to take a while. I have to RNG manip and everything on my physical DS, and then I can copy it over to this. I think it's a Giga Drain. Porygon Z1 is a replacement for Torterra, I feel. Even with download. No, that's going to take a long time. That max castle points thing. It's Tangler 2. Shimeko 2. Girafarig 2. Set 2s are so bad. I really want to switch here. I actually didn't keep track of exactly what I did and didn't swap. So I took Electabuzz. I took Torterra. I took Salamence and I took Porygon. So I've got 4 swaps, right? I don't have to swap. It's a Bomber Snow 2. Please don't hit Sheer Cold. Okay. That's fine. I think I will. Play as proactively as possible. Time for the Charge Beam sweep from Electrode 2. can see how quickly bad luck can snowball. Okay, good, we did get it. I'm running out of brain juice. I will do this next round. So round 5 is infamously the hardest round in the entire factory, because you get so regularly stuck with terrible Pokemon. Okay. Now, Kingdra 2 isn't actually terrible. I feel like Quick Feet is probably the better variant. It's fine. Okay, and you're the right variant too. It's interesting. I don't like Ursaring 3 that much. I am quite a big believer in Scizor 2 though. I'm taking Kingdra, it has to be a lead. It's the philosophy of all the bad Pokemon with Yawn, basically. I'd much rather lead Electivire. Which might force the team to become that. Well, it's good news though. This is so much better than the average round 5 draft. I'm not out of it yet, but round 5 gets truly horrible at points. School kid. I do like Skarm too. It is very good. It's just not very good right here. Crap. I think I just take it. It's fine. It's fine, I just take it. Just trust that I don't need... Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. It's below 70. I wonder if I rush into that Protect. It feels like a big mistake all of a sudden. I'm also strongly considering going Scizor. I think I'd rather have Ursaring for the 1v1 than Scizor. What's the best thing I can do apart from crit Night Slash? I might be able to scam it out of this. not going to greed it though. Only what it takes to win. Almost impossible to dodge. Torrent is the problem. I'm very glad that crit, and I'm very glad this is Mr. Mime too. The problem is I can't actually switch freely. Good news is that it doesn't matter. That was almost really bad. Generally speaking, I mean, I want both Swampert and Skarm, but Skarm is just absolutely incredible. Well, I didn't enter my team this round. Ace Trainer, that's set 1. I get flinched on turn 1, I'm just going to go Skarm. The problem with going Skarm is it does run Taunt. Yeah. Mag 1 is fine. I should survive the Fire Blast. Less fine. I guess I... Not sure anything I can do with Skarm will actually improve the situation. Just don't get crit. No types again. Not that much of an Aero 1 fan, really. It's another Ace Trainer. Time for some disgusting Skarmory 2 action. I'd rather not be on the Trick Room, obviously. I suppose that works. It's a good question. Hold on, let me thank you. The thing I'll say about that site, a lot of things got approved, not because they were explicitly trusted, but because there wasn't a big enough reason not to trust them. But the write-ups are quite interesting. If you're a Pokemon nerd, you'll enjoy the write-up stuff. Of course, it's Yanmega 1. I personally feel, and unfortunately it's all feelings, particularly the really old stuff, I feel like you can tell who was legit and who was shady. There's a certain amount of anguish, which I heavily relate to from some people. Whereas, like, you're trying to beat a certain record and you get like 100, and then you get like a run of like 290, and then you get like a 210, and then you lose 400, and you finally do it. It doesn't make you legit, but I'm just like, it feels so much more like what a legit person would do, rather than just like turn up out of nowhere and be like, oh yeah, I have the world record. Is like 2 sentences about it. Okay, bye. I actually completely forgot. I'm not going to swap, I don't think. I just completely forgot what the last person had. This is Cobra Berry. Okay, that's fine. Basically nothing was blocked. It's yet another Ace Trainer. Oh no, it's a Dragon Tamer. Which I think is exactly the same, and it is. We do need to stop this thing from setting up. That's perfect. What is cool is that there are, as much as there are records that are definitely cheated, there are records that like are almost certainly legit. Although the problem is that obviously, and this is what I need to communicate in the video, I'm like, you could have a user, like let's say I was a user back in 2008, and I've got a team, and I'm good at the game. I could play up to like 100. I could then use a save editor, and those existed back in 2008, to go up to like 300, and then I just play legit until I lose. So maybe I do that and I get like, 360, and I say, oh, I lost at 360. And what I've actually done is I've only played like 160 games, but my team definitely doesn't suck, and I'm not a bad player. So how are you going to find me? How are you going to prove that I cheated? It's really difficult. Or like, I think what probably happened a lot as well, because it happens in a lot of other cheating investigations in other games, is like, oh, I was playing this team, and I got to like 150 wins, and then I lost because I misclicked. I misclicked in this game, or my DS I was distracted and I clicked the wrong button, and that happens. And what they do is they say, oh well, because it didn't count as a real loss, I'm just gonna cheat my way back to 150 wins and then continue. And how can you know if that happened? Like, we can catch the obvious cheaters, and we can catch people who their team just doesn't work at all. But how do we catch people like that? It's very, very difficult. I don't know, because a big part of these really long streaks isn't actually how good you are. It's more like, can you never ever mess up? Can you never be distracted? Can you never? It's like, I've been streaming for like 3 hours. Like, my brain is fried. I know I'm not playing as well as I normally would. So yeah, it's the most we can do is look at those old records and say this might, or this probably was legit. Yeah, it's like the when I lost the factory record. Guess what? It was because I'd been streaming for like 6.5 hours, and my brain was broken. And it's my fault for continuing. Drapion 1 last is actually quite scary. I don't want to get into a stall match that badly with this. I think I immediately just try and do as much damage as possible. That's fine. I don't like Drapion enough to take it here. It would not be bad in combination with Skarmory, that is true. If I knew that Quagsire was Water Absorb, I might take it as well. Don't think it's worth it though. I feel like we've had a lot of tier 4 trainers, set 1 trainers. I feel like it's time for an easy set 2 win. It's youngster Colby who is set 2. Aggron 2. I am familiar with Aggron 2. I wonder if it feints to a Thunderbolt. Okay. Not super sure how much Signal Beam does. I guess it's fine. The match is over. It's just the optimization part of my brain wants to play it perfectly. Okay, the match isn't completely over. I have to keep it within her swing range. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to say that out loud on video, but that was the kind of thing where I was like, I get it. Like, to be honest, in Castle Doubles, when I lost the first time at 194, it stung. When I lost at 186 to like, what was it, like, I think it was like a 0.5% thing, it was so painful. I empathize with someone who's in that situation and just wants to pretend it didn't happen. But also, I feel like that's even more reason to make people stream. I also think, like, you see the Smogon thread I linked in the comments. It's one thing to be like, oh, what if a good player's cheating? What if a good player loads save states and, you know, shortcuts? But there's also a thing like, if you asked someone who hasn't played the Frontier to, like, play one of the Frontier modes, it would be so obvious they have no idea what's going on. It'd be immediately obvious. Because, you know, they would see a Pokemon and they would like not know, for example, that Gliscor doesn't have like a Focus Sash, or that a Gliscor set doesn't have a Focus Sash, or that only one Garchomp set is like Jolly. It's the sort of thing that everyone learns in their first few hours of playing. They just wouldn't know it. It would be so obvious. So like, a lot of people in Thread, I'm like, I keep asking them, I'm like, if you want to prove that you're legit, just stream. And I'm like, you wouldn't have to stream for that long, just stream for like an hour. Because I think it wouldn't even take an hour, it would be immediately obvious. Even if, in their own free time, they play really, really slowly. Like, let's say, because I think there are people like this, where like they take like, you know, 20 minutes per battle, they get all their spreadsheets out, that's fine. Just stream yourself doing it, because if you've been using spreadsheets for like 50 hours, it will be obvious. It will be really obvious, because you'll immediately know how to like filter in spreadsheets and stuff, and you'll already be doing. If you start streaming and it's obvious you have no idea what you're doing everything for the first time, that's really odd if you've claimed like 300 wins. It was a set 2 trainer, wasn't it? Oh, it's the Pokemon I have on screen. Those all sucked, that's fine. It's another set 1 trainer. I think it's a lot safer to go for the psychic. Okay. I feel like that did a lot. Yeah, my damage estimation is just not on point today. I was not expecting Crunch to do that much at +1. Maybe it was like a max roll. Kang 1. Yeah, I want to be clear as well. There's a Gen 3 factory player called LOXC, who's quite a big YouTuber. He did the Battle Factory blindfolded, which means not just memorizing the sets, it's memorizing the order the moves appear in. Like memorizing it's Thunderbolt, then Psychic, then Focus Blast, Signal Beam. That kind of blows my mind. I'm not close to that level of memorization. When I memorize sets, when I say I know the sets, I remember the Pokemon, the EV spread, the item if it's an important item, and I'll remember like 2 or 3 moves often, because there's often like a few moves you just don't use ever. So I don't have even I don't have like complete set knowledge, which is why it's helpful when I stream to bring these sets up. It's not just for the viewers, it's also for me. So you can be like, okay, yeah, Kang has a Slack Berry. I won't forget that. I'm not going to click Focus Blast here and give it a Slack Berry boost, even though it's faster than me already. Yeah, I would like to do the Gen 4 factory blindfolded, but there's just so much learning involved in that. I'm aware of how much learning there is, but it's just so much. It's quite daunting. Like there's things that don't scare me about doing the factory blindfolded that would probably scare other people. Like I'm not scared of playing without any kind of spreadsheet stuff, any kind of damage calculators. I'm not scared about that. What I'm scared about is like recognizing Pokemon cries, remembering the move orders, and recognizing moves from the sounds. I don't feel like I'm up to that right now. Yeah, the LOXC Worst the Beast was really weird. I've spoke to LOXC about that, but yeah, I mean, like I have like, of course I know the facilities. I'm not saying you're wrong. I was like yeah, I've got like 200 videos. I've probably got like 600 hours this year in the facilities. It would be weird if I didn't know most of the sets by heart. Yeah, I know. The way because there's so much of it is the car, so I know some sets more than others. Okay, so Battle 7 is tier. What's it called? Tier 6 set 3. But yeah. But the factory community in Gen 3 is small, and in Gen 4 it's even smaller. Like, obviously I know Fella, I know Honeymoon, I know Zitzo. I know of a few of the Japanese players on YouTube who play Gen 4 Factory, and I think that's about it. Like, I know Worst the speedruns of Factory, which is cool. I personally find it quite hard to watch Worst's streams because obviously he's going so fast. I sort of cringe at all of the sub-optimizations, but I get it. It's a speedrun. You pick the fastest Pokemon, not the best Pokemon. I understand that. But it makes me... I find it difficult to watch. So the Gen 4 factory community is very small, and to be honest, it's very collaborative. Like, we help each other a lot on drafts. There's a lot of talk in the Discord, people talking about what the best things to take are, a lot of discussion about what should I do in this situation, guys. So it's not that competitive, really. I'd say it's very collaborative because it's us against the factory, because the factory's so hard. Yeah, well, I agree with you. I recommend, don't stir up shit in the thread, unless you really want to continue it. But some of the last pages have been interesting, like some of the posts of this year. Some people I've talked to, it's interesting what their replies have been to certain things, I'll put it that way. I'm very tempted to go. Very, very tempted to go to Earthring. It might be smarter to Thunderbolt this once. I'm very scared of being frozen. Burned. Obviously it's only going to use Shadow Punch on Electivire. Earthring can't be frozen or burned. Yeah, basically I don't like going Skarmory, but I do quite like going Earthring. I take a decent amount of chip, but that's fine. I can bring Earthring out. Just gonna slow it down so I don't miss any entry lines. It's Aggron free. That's important information. It means the final Pokemon doesn't have a super effective move against Earthring. For that reason, I'm quite happy to switch out, even though Superpower would OHKO. I think I'm quite happy to switch out. That's fine, if you're just there to lurk. I'm just saying there's some stuff in there which is quite interesting, in my opinion. Am I really going to stall this out of everything? I can stall it out of avalanches, definitely. I don't need to do very much damage to it to put it in Thunderbolt range, I guess. And, oh yeah, to be clear, Gen 4 isn't special in that regard. Most of the Smogon Thread facility stuff, like the Gen 3 Frontier, the Gen 5 Subway and so on, most of the records have no livestream proof. Some of the people do, which is great. I have a lot of respect for people who do live streams, obviously, but it's not like Gen 4 is special in not having proof. It's just everything doesn't have proof, because that's how it is. Let me see. We're below 90. I feel like that's more than enough that I need to do for Thunderbolt to get it. It's good news for me that it's Espeon. I'm at 99. Ooh. Maybe not so good news. I didn't realise I took that much damage. It's a good thing that Skarmory can't be poisoned with Synchronize. Bad news is that this thing has a Lumberry. Yes. I'm scared of Spadef drops. Objectively on paper I should never lose this, but I'm scared of the Spadef drops. I have Ursaring to reset Spadef if I need to. I need to hit 2 toxics because of the Lumberry. I'm getting very lucky not to get any drops here. Okay, good. I'm obviously just going to be hypercritical of myself. I'm considering whether or not it was correct to switch out of the Aggron on that turn. I wanted to preserve Ursaring's HP. I felt like around 100 was an important breakpoint, and it was. Obviously it was, because that's pretty much exactly how much damage Espeon would do. It's just I'd already gone over that limit. I think it would have been... I disagree now with my decision to switch out. It's not just because it was Espeon in last, it was because it was too low at like 99. Obviously Ursaring is... it's just not bulky enough to do that. Like, it's base 90, 75, 75 I think on defenses. You know, I need to be at like at least 60% to be safe. And obviously the thing about Ursaring 3 is Quick Feet is not... You know, it's not speed boost. You're not guaranteed to be faster than everything. There's a lot of things that are faster than it. Keeping it alive for Facade was not a bad idea, but I think overreaching. There are not a lot of Pokemon that beat Skarm and Electivire when they're both at full health. So I think that was wrong. Even more than that, it might have been better to do my original plan, which was to Thunderbolt Dusknoir and then switch to Ursaring. It's a difficult one. If I was more awake, I would think about it more than that. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Well, it was fun getting to 35. Even though it took ages. Jesus, it took ages. Right, cool. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. It was fun, even though I lost the castle double streak again. Pick it up over the next few weeks, hopefully. Thanks for watching, everyone.